shit talker black. He said something about Paul and a Ben, right? There's your Ben, because for every word, there is always a Ben. The Paul McKenna Ben. So I'm just going to read this. It says, the Paul First Nation. This is the First Nation of Paul that I can see. The other one was like before I was born, you know, like the prophet. No. So the Paul First Nation, the one I can see, more commonly known as the Paul Band, is a First Nation band in Israel government, you see, based in Wabamon, Alberta, Mixed Cree, and Nakode. Now, if I go and look these goddamn words up, I don't know what his real name is. If I knew what his real name is, I'd bust that bitch in the ass. He likes to be busted ass too, but not the way I fucking do it. Nasty bastards. Paul. He comes and he sits over all. And he turns them all into little worshipping baphomets. And my ABba said that what you worship, you look like it, you dress like it, you know? His bald-headed ass. What the fuck is his diadem? Stinning bastard stole all that shit. This is the video that the other plays that I had put it on. They allowed it to get 16 views and then they took it. So I'm going to change this one. This is on my 1526 page. And it is Emanata and her crew versus Illuminati Corp in them. You know, because they are part of Illuminati Corp. And a lot of things that are in here I learned a long time ago. I just was able to find pictures of it and put it in here. Now, that type of progress I like. And I'm going to change it to I am a targeted individual in the United States, are you? Because this is about my targeting and those who target me, you know? And those who are targeted, they should know these people who are in this montage who target all of us. Now,
Marshall J. Garvin,
Gauvin. Okay, like Graven.
And on page 58, he said.
And on page 58, the year is born. Let's see what the fuck he says.
Check it out. Now, this is from the Encyclopedia Biblica. From here.
Biblica.
The Christian Authority admits that invention has done its work in manufacturing at least part of the life of Paul, the earliest Christian writer. In truth, the ablest Christian authors, scholars, reject all but 4 of the Pauline epistles as being spurious.
No, that must be us writing. Look how he looks at me. Girl, you stop it one more time. Anyways, we must be the biblical scholars because we don't accept this bitch. No. It is only a handful of us that do not accept him. The rest, they accepted him. He is a murderer, you know. He allowed Stephen to be stoned. Stephen, this time, is my ABba. Stephen can also go for Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, even Elijah Muhammad. They stoned him. Stone does not mean just pick up a stone or a rock and hit someone. You have to know what the stone is about. And why do they stone our people? Because, why do they stone our Jesuses that come? Just us. Because they are the stones that the builders rejected. The builders did not reject him, they built him up. Mind control, loser ass, devil bastard. But I can barely stand anyone, so, you know, that doesn't mean anything. Dang, I left it damn near 2 hours for it to charge. It was charged just now. Wow, they can snatch that shit so fast now. Let's see some more what the pink man wrote in his book.
Listen carefully, people. This is in the Encyclopedia Biblica.
Listen carefully, people. whose name is on the Encyclopedia Biblica. We had that encyclopedia too. We had different type of volumes of encyclopedias. There's a pigman name on there. And what do? They change our history. To change a man's history is to change his course. To also change his DNA.
But all of the epistles as being spurious. Some maintain that Paul was not the author of any of them. The very existence of Paul is questionable.
Not to me. Maybe to those who don't know, but I know who Paul is.
Give me a chance to get my Now let's talk about the crucifixion. Because all you folks just love
Crucifixion was very cruel.
Yep. Let's talk about all this stuff about the crucifixion.
I myself have been crucified by these bitches. They write these books.
Okay.
A moment of silence.
The 16 crucified saviors. Have you read that book?
The 16 crucified saviors. I do not have to read the book, and if I had the book, I bet you I can turn all 16 of the crucified saviors to be melanated people from Black Wall Street to York. And they tried to make Bobby Hemmett one of them. I think Bobby Hemmett is still alive. I have not heard of his death yet. He might be even doing a lot better, but they tried to kill him with directed energy.
He knows it. Dr. Kersey Graves.
His name is Graves. Dr. Kersey Graves. A nigga that comes to curse the graves of the 16 melanated men who were crucified. And the 16, it goes into 7. They were all melanated. Her and my best.
Page 129 and
129
130.
and 130.
Dr. Kersey Graves states, we find that there has always been a margin for doubt amongst his own followers as to the fact that the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And this in the very country and era of its occurrence. Many of the early Christians and contemporary Jews and Gentiles doubted it, and some openly disputed that it ever occurred. Others bestowed upon it the mere spiritual signification, and not a few considered it merely symbolical of a holy life. One circumstance calculated to lead to the entire discredited story of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ is a revelation in connection to it, a violent convulsion of nature and the resurrection of long-buried saints. Events not supported by any authentic contemporaneous history, sacred or profane. And as these events must be set down as fabulous, they leave the mind in doubt. Listen to what he says. They leave the mind in doubt with respect to the fact of the crucifixion itself, especially when the many absurdities involved in the doctrine of crucifixion are brought into view. The connection with it, some of them so palpably erroneous that an unlettered idiot could see and point them out. Important point. If the canonization of saints did not...
Canonization. Funny is the word canonization. You know the Canaanites. Ham's firstborn son was non-melanated pink male child. So funny.
take place until
Now they're going to write about our history without us even knowing that it is our history. Wow.
State religion. Who in the hell are these saints that rose from the dead when Christ had just died? Think. In your Bible, they said that the saints were resurrected at the death of Christ. Which saints? That conjures up pictures of Michael Jackson. And, you know, dun, 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 dun. Thriller!
And those are the ones who are with Paul. Thriller motherfuckers. That's what they all are about to me. Just some thriller bullshit. They don't scare me though. They're just vampires. Sucking on their own people's blood.
Think about it. The saints arose from the dead at the time Jesus died, but Christianity did not.
This nigga and maybe 15 more. They all raised from the dead after they killed my ABba. You know, they begin to rise the day they had my ABba put into captivity. Carmel began to change so much shit. Like, for them to go all the way to Canada, I'm like, really? You know, my ABba said if it gets 66 degrees, he's going to go and get a coat. I remember that because 66 degrees is cold to me, too. I'm going to go and get a coat, too. So now they take it all the way to Canada. And what they did was they fucked around and fucked one of them who was in doubt of this Paul guy. You know? And he was trying to get over there in the mountains and it was icy and something happened to his car. He called Carmel. You know what Carmel told him? The same fucking thing she told me. That is between you and Yahweh. Isn't there something? When she said that, he came out as a flame of fire. He was on fire. He came to my space. He was on fire. I knew he was one of my ABba sons. But then yesterday as I read, you know, about the guard, he was the guard, you know, he even said it. Remember I was on guard that night? They shut him up. He does not talk anymore. You know, he never actually talked too much from his own voice. He mostly just showed my ABba. But I talked to him, you know. Privately, personally, I have talked to him. I haven't seen him because he's a long stretch. I'm here in Cali, which by the way I have 5 gun towers. He is in Florida, which has a whole lot of towers there and a lot of mind control going on. And these bitches now have gone their asses back to Texas where the Bushes are. And you know the Bushes, they came to Aleister Crowley by marrying his daughter. You know, and Texas is the biggest state. So, you know, the Bushes will be where everything is bigger. They think it's better, you know, because they are also Timber 2 Man Taylor. No, not this one.
Coming to being until what? 300 years afterwards. But the saints rose at the time. Yeah, okay. I'd like to know who the names of these saints are.
Me too.
All right. Who is it? Elijah, Job, Jeremiah, Samuel? Who?
Did he say Elijah? Elijah Muhammad.
Huh? Now, what event did they say led to the crucifixion of Jesus? Let's look at John 11:47 and to 53. Come on, John.
You know, 11:47. They're both 11. These niggas stole 2 11s. I forgot what the other number was.
We're doing it the way you would do it, right?
No,
The minister tells you, turn to John. I wish I had all y'all with your Bible.
that is not how I would do
Turn to
it.
John 11:47 and 53. 47. They gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees and council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. 48. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
And that was my other. Because you had all nations coming from other countries to come here to hear my ABba. They really did enjoy my ABba and was very charitable toward my ABba, because they also knew that no one of us, no nation will be free until the nation of Abraham is free. And my ABba came from the nation of Abraham. My ABba is the Jesus that they speak of in the New Testament, but he is not Jesus Christ. And he has always told us, he never called him Jesus Christ, never. Not even Jesus. Because those are words to keep us under a spell. You do not know that Jesus means justice. You know, like the Justice Bureau. Not the Adjustment Bureau, but the Justice Bureau. It's called Justice something. You know, they have the X-Men.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. And one of them.
And the Romans did come. And they took away our places, our state. They took away our nation and gave it to Paul.
Being Caiaphas, being the high priest, that same year said unto them, ye know nothing at all. Now check out how the medical killers work. Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. That's what they say about keeping the fact that they kill people in the hospitals constantly.
They killed my ABba too. And I'm sure my ABba had to go to the hospital because they gave him prostate cancer. And then Prophet Noble Drew, they beat the shit out of him, and then they say, oh, he died from pneumonia. How can you say, how can it be the police beat the shit out of the prophet? 3-4 days later, he died from pneumonia. So what they do, beat pneumonia into him? But there was a man in the room, and he even said that Prophet Noble Drew died with his head in his lap. Why would you hold Prophet Noble Drew's head in your lap, you nasty bastard? I hope he threw the fuck all up over you. And then there are words too. They said they heard the shot, and then the movie. I saw the movie before the prophet took me to read about they heard a shot. I saw the movie first. He showed me the movie first. But I was not in the room. And I did hear the shot. You know, I do play in the movies myself, you know. I'm not going to have movies and I don't play in them. And I kind of know who the guy was that shot him, but he's dead right now anyway.
Spake not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation.
Yes. And they wanted it, Yahweh ben Yahweh, to die, because he brought about the nation of Yahweh, so therefore he should die for the nation of Yahweh.
And not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad.
And see, he did that. Everyone was coming, everyone from all directions, every walk of life, all different places in Africa, different type of Asians and Europeans and Jews, they all came. Even in China, they had a parade in China for my ABba, Yahweh ben Yahweh. How about that?
Then from that day forth, they took counsel together for to put him to death.
Yes, they did. And who took counsel with them? Carmel. She was right there all the time. She was always CIA. That's why she stayed her CIA ass behind the cameras. And matter of fact, she was DIA, like Delia. In her name, Delia is DIA. You know, like media, you know. Some people do stay behind the camera in media, and it was her. She stayed behind the camera. She did not bring her ass out front. But there was someone on Facebook who had her name. Carmel something Israel. That is your name, bitch. So now, I don't know if this is your face, but I use it anyway. If that is your face I'm using and you are not Carmel, then I do apologize. But if it is you, Carmel, fuck you in your ass, you nasty lesbian bitch. Do you know that bitch had wrote a program for me to be a lesbian? I found it. I probably still have it on hard copy somewhere in the storage room. But I found that motherfucking program she wrote for me to be a lesbian. I spooled all of you motherfuckers. I've been celibate for so long, I don't even know how long I've been celibate for. This is 20 minutes in. Shit talk out.